Hi. At various stages of our life, we talk about what is called a transformation journey. And it could be in the path of a personal journey, personal transformation, or a spiritual transformation, or it could be even a career transformation. We all go through the transformation. Transformation is nothing but a change. But for doing this transformation, each of us have got different paths in life. But how do we realize that we have gone through the transformation? There are certain norms, certain indications, and certain perceptions or awareness which brings about our awareness about, yes, I have gone through the transformation, right? That is what we're going to see about in this week. In the bottom of the pond, it seems there was a colony of insects. Every now and then, one of those insects used to climb up and it get into the lily stalk, go to the surface of the water, and disappear from there. None of the other insects down knew why every now and then one amongst us is going to the surface of the water and disappearing and never coming back. What's actually happening? Nobody was able to understand this. So collectively they took a pledge. The next one amongst us, whoever will go to the surface of the water and disappear, should come back and tell the rest of us actually what is happening there. They took a promise, they took a pledge. Providence it is. The very insect which suggested this suggestion found itself climbing up the lily stalk. And it went up to the surface, and all these lily leaves, the lily pads, were floating on the surface. It climbed onto one of those lily leaves. It was still wet. Little by little, the sun kept drying it. It went through a metamorphosis, and at the end of the metamorphosis, one day it had this compulsion to flap some extra growth in its body. And as it did that, it realized it had developed wings and it took off as a dragonfly. It found a newfound freedom. It was so excited about flying as a dragonfly. It kept darting in the air, making circles, and every now and then coming and resting on one of those lily pads, again take off and keep flying. And during one such flight, it happened to see right at the bottom of the pond there was a colony of insects. Only then it occurred to it, I have a promise to keep. I'm supposed to go back and tell all others what had happened to me. So it took off from the lily pad, flew straight to the water. As it touched the water surface, it realized it cannot go back. So it again went back into there and came back and rested on the lily stalk and one more time. And it seems the dragonfly had four such perceptions. And it's not only for the dragonfly, it's for all of us. Number one, if I did not aspire to become something more than an insect, I would have still remained an insect. Simple. Without this aspiration that I don't belong to the colony of insects, I would have never been a dragonfly. The first point for any transformation is this recognition. This is not where I belong to. I think we have so easily accepted the herd mentality at various levels. Or maybe because of age or past successes that we've had, a sense of complacency comes into us and we lose the aspiration. The dragonfly said, the only reason those insects are still insects is they're comfortable being an insect. And the only reason I became a dragonfly is I had the aspiration in me alive, which made me move up. I'm not no longer an insect, but I'm here to become something else. But if we aspire and I scale heights, what happened to me? The second perception that came in. Now that I have become a dragonfly, even if I want, I cannot go back to where I come from. The transformation. A transformation is only when your own past looks like someone else's past. I repeat, transformation is a transformation only when your own past looks like someone else's past. 20, 25 years later, our life cannot be that. It just looks like a modification of how we lived 25 years ago. There must be something dramatic about our life. We want country to grow at least 8%. We want new records to be set at every field of sports. In entertainment industry, we want movies to break through 500 crore, 1000 crore, 2000 crore barriers. Everywhere, everything we have an aspiration. But what about us? Now that I have become a dragonfly, even if I want, I cannot go back to where I come from. In all these things, there is a price to becoming something in life. And a lot of us, so sentimentally, we don't even know how this bonding happens. That's the third perception the dragonfly had. Even if somehow I am able to go back, they will no more recognize me from what I was before. This is one price you have got to pay. What happens to a lot of us when we grow up? When we go back to our old world, they don't relate with us anymore with the same ease with which they used to relate. This is affecting a lot of us. A lot of the complaints people have towards any one of us growing well is, you have changed. You have changed. That is what is required. A lot of people say, "Ni marita," right? That's what you're supposed to be. Dead bodies don't change. Living human beings should change. That which does not change, does not grow, and that which does not grow dies. We have got to change. We have got to become. That's why we are a human being. Human being alone is capable of transformation. Transcending the old formation to a new formation is what a human being is there for. Right? We all need to transform. People will not recognize. Friends of Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi will refuse to be friends of Mahatma Gandhi. That's the price Mahatma Gandhi has to pay. Right? Somehow our bonding holds us back. Their victory is to ensure that you still belong to their herd and you don't outgrow them. They just want to hold you back. And this one bonding for a lot of us holds us back. When Narendra becomes Swami Vivekananda, he loses that crowd, but he gets another crowd, another satsang that will get formed. You have got to accept that. All your regrets in life, all your hurt in life is that you become something else and you go back to the world where you want to and relate them. They don't relate with you properly and you get hurt that they don't relate with. They will not relate with you anymore. They are comfortable as insects. They are not comfortable as a dragonfly. You are a dragonfly and you have to find another dragonfly right now. And you keep going up till you reach a point where humanly there is no more company. The only company you have is divinity. Till then you have got to keep scaling. There is no other way out. First perception. If I did not have an aspiration to become a dragonfly, I would have also remained as an insect. It starts with aspiration. Two. Now that I've become a dragonfly, even if I want to, I cannot go back from where I come from. Transformation is transformation only when our own past looks like someone else's past. Three. Even if I can go back, they will no more recognize me in my new form. I have to accept that. And fourth is, so what do? I grew out of them. I'm still grateful to them. Without all of them, I would have never become what I am. What can I do for them? The dragonfly said, all I can do is keep flying as a dragonfly. Looking at me long enough, they will all get inspired one day, realizing when one amongst us can become a dragonfly, maybe we can. One day, if one more of that insect also becomes a dragonfly and tells you, you inspired me to become a dragonfly, then I've achieved my purpose in life as a dragonfly. So let us all have our aspirations, move towards it, and get into a complete transformation and a transformed life. If you are able to resonate with what I said, if you like what I have mentioned here, please write down as your comment as to what are going to be your aspiration points. How are you going to drive it? How are you planning to get into it? Please subscribe. If you like, please subscribe and share it with your friends. Let's all meet again.